They do own some house brands, and they are trying to develop more of those. And
So
I
they
think
got great value
that
on the show.
going forward in the future, they will, and that this will push gross margins up. Like,
So Kirkland,
yeah,
great
yeah,
value.
yeah, yeah.
What retailers do.
Right.
Okay.
And
Good to
yeah,
know.
Walmart has how many of those brands? Like 5 or 6. They got Equate. They got, all those. And like you mentioned Kirkland. I hear Kirkland makes good, good clothes, and they're comfortable, and they're just Costco.
Also,
Yeah.
Kroger's got some good stuff. Like they have like a one called Private Selection. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So High Tide's busy doing that, and the Queen of Bud acquisition has worked out fantastically. And I hope that they do more of that, and I hope they develop more of these in-house brands and stuff. And like, I don't expect it to happen like soon over the next year, maybe not even over the next 2, but I definitely expect gross margins are going to push back up into the low 30s eventually. As they oh, here we go, talking about margin.
Pull it up.
So go ahead and zoom in on that top one first. So here's the margins over time. We can see the write downs. We can see that first write down on the far left, that was the CBD. The second write down, that was last year, that was the websites. This year, the write down was ultra small. If you guys remember last roundtable, I was like, I don't really see any segments that are under stress. This is also why I want Raj to talk about each individual segment for like a sentence, is because I sort of want updates on these segments that even if they're not doing well, I still want to hear, our websites continue to struggle. I do want to hear the bad news, that sort of thing. So, and because I view gross margins as a company's ability to overcharge customers, right, and every other margin as a form of efficiency. Ryan, if you could head on down to the chart below this. Here we have adjusted EBITDA. So I have knocked out the one-time expenses, like from write-downs and stuff. And so those are my values for adjusted EBITDA. So you can, I produce those, not the company. So I can tell you I produce those ethically. Operating income and free cash flow when compared to gross profit. So I view these as efficiencies, right? So a measure of efficiency. As the company scales, their flat costs will remain relatively flat. They'll grow a little bit, but they'll remain relatively flat. And the revenue will continue to scale up. And so we are going to see the benefits of scale hit this company. And we're going to see all of these values push up toward 100, right? Because this is in comparison to gross profit, right? So it is possible to get numbers like up in the 70s or something like that, because this is how much of your gross profit goes into advertising, how much goes into paying for labor and administration and selling expenses. You got rent, you got all of this other stuff that eats into that gross profit. But as the company scales up, as the revenue grows, as they produce more stores, the benefits of scale, we are going to see that on this chart slowly over time, assuming you guys are still with me, 3 years from now, and we're still doing this. This chart will continue to change over time, and we're going to see this chart warp up over time, I believe.